My first fall market was a flop. Let's talk about it. I don't know if you could say it was a total flop because I like to find the silver lining in anything, but it was, let me say, not what I expected. Hi, I'm Tammy, Crafty Mompreneur. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back, and I am excited to bring you today's video. I spent all summer crocheting. If you caught one of my previous videos, I did a crochet A to Z and I had a ton of inventory. And so I was expecting way more sales than what I got. I wanted to just share in this video what I feel were the things that maybe went wrong, things that could change, but also I want to definitely share with you, the good things that came out of it. I did a little bit of vlogging, so you'll kind of get my real take on how the market was going. I didn't do a ton of shots during the market. I'm also going to share with you some of the things that generally are best sellers for me that I didn't sell a single one. And so that's what's in the bag. So before I dive into all that, I want to just share the clips that I took the day before and the day of the market. Then at the end, we'll get into what I could have done differently, the good, the bad, and maybe a little bit more of the details of what I earned. So let's get to that video. Happy market day. It is the kickoff to our fall season of markets, starting with just a small one. It's just going to be plushies this time. It's at a place where we've been before, but it was like a few years ago when we were just doing scrunchies with the Scrunchy Sisters. So this is a new setup. We're only supposed to have a 6-foot table, and they provide it, which is good. They provide the table and the chairs. I'm hoping they'll let me add this shelf and that little basket thing to our display, because this is a market that I've actually have way more plushies than I have room for. So I'm just gonna bring everything and then we'll restock if we need to. With this market, I don't really know what the traffic's gonna be like. It's at a sports complex, so I mean, we'll see. Usually plushies do pretty good for us. So I'm hoping that, we have items priced from $7 up to, $45, $50, I think is the highest price plushie, maybe $65, I can't remember. Some of our higher priced ones are up there on the top. And yeah, so I'm gonna just flip it around and I'll kind of give you a little tour of the table. I like to do these setups ahead of time so that I can get an idea of where things are gonna go. I have a couple more items that I'm finishing up over on my counter and I'll show you those in a second, but we only have an hour to set up. Like the whole thing needs to be set up in an hour, which I don't think will be a problem. My youngest daughter is coming with, but I'll flip it around. I'll give you a little tour of the table and I gotta get ready, break this down and load up the car and go. So we have this little basket stand from Amazon. I'll link everything in the description box. I got this poster. It's just a poster because I ran out of time. And then I added grommets to it. I use display shelves. These are just like grid shelves from Amazon. And these are new for me this time. I haven't had these before. I'll link where I found these sleeves. They were free somewhere on the internet. And then I don't know how I'm gonna do this shelf. This is new for me, but I do have a corner space. So I'm hoping that I can maybe stand right there and then have this facing out to draw people in. This is what we're looking at. And I gotta break it all down and put it in these bags here. I'm just finishing up. I had made these little guys from a pattern that I bought. And I wanted to get 2 of each made, but I only got 1 of this guy. But I needed to get more eyes cut out so I could at least have 2 little guys, little stitches. So yeah, I have to glue those back on. I use just this like felt adhesive. It's kid safe, so I mean, it is what it is. If they get a little wet, I think that they will be fine. They just don't want to throw them in the washing machine. So I'm gonna finish these up, go get ready, break it down, and we'll be ready to go. Okay, we're unloading the car and we just went into the venue and they put us right across from another crochet booth. So we'll see how this goes. Just took the first load of stuff and it's a smaller event, which is okay. And it's our first one back. So they actually set us up right across the aisle, crochet vendor. And I always feel so like bad that they do this because, you know, I mean, they should at least separate people more, I think. So we'll see how this goes. You know, with these markets, I always just want to make the booth back, and you know, a couple hundred would be great. Those are the expectations, and we're gonna see how it goes. My daughter's in there right now, starting to set up, and I'm getting the second load, and then we'll get it going. The market is over, got the car loaded, and it was a day. It was a day. I will do a full recap later, but first thoughts following the market is I probably won't do this market again. Very small, low traffic, and multiple crochet vendors. From 21 vendors, 3 had crochet. This one was kind of a bust. I'm thankful that we made our booth feedback, plus some. I'll go over more details later. Yeah. I've been doing markets since 2019 with my daughters and their scrunchies and our dog bandanas and some other things, which you'll see in future videos. I've only been doing crochet market for about a year and a couple of months. But this market that I did was just for crochet. And normally my crochet flies off the shelves. Like, and I can easily take home, you know, $400 or $500. I've even made over $1,000 at a market before, but that was definitely not the case this time. And so let's talk about the things that I feel may have contributed to a market where I was expecting at least to take home a couple of $100, but after market fees, I literally brought home $75 or thereabouts. It was just kind of depressing. But anyways, I live in Arizona, so we don't do summer markets here. In fact, like, I try not to because it is so flippin' hot. And I saw the opportunity to do an indoor market at a place where we did a scrunchie market back in 2019. So I thought, well, I'll give it a shot because we did okay selling just scrunchies. So if I have crochet plushies, surely they'll do okay, right? The booth fee for this event was $70, which is pretty high. I generally like to stay within the like 40 to 60 range, but that's generally what I spend for a market. And this one was 70. So I was expecting to easily clear that and, you know, bring home a couple hundred. That was kind of going into what my goal was. So some of the things that I feel could have been done differently is, if you saw in the footage, there was a crochet vendor right across from us. There was 21 vendors. There was only 21 vendors. So it was a very, very small show. And the crochet vendor that was right across from me had the exact same setup. It was kind of ironic and funny. Prior to the event starting, I of course went and we chatted and made friends, and I didn't put out some of the same things that she had. Like, I wanted us to both be successful. Like, I wanted us to both, you know, get some sales. And a third vendor that had crochet around just on the other side of the event. So there was 3 of us out of 21 vendors, or that was just poor planning maybe on the side of, you know, the event coordinators. I'm not sure, but I was going into with the expectation of it being a juried show. And if you're not familiar with what that means, juried means that they limit the number of vendors per category. And I don't know what the actual percentages is of how many vendors when it's a juried show, like if there's a specific formula that people use for it. I don't really know. It seems like 3 vendors with crochet out of 21 is not appropriate. I don't know. What do you guys think? Because if you do that in terms of, like, let's say it was a bigger show and there was 100 vendors, that would mean there would to do the math on it, that would mean that there would have been 15 crochet vendors. So it kind of puts it into perspective that 3 out of 20 was kind of a lot. So who knows, I personally have never put on a big event. I don't know what goes into it. I know they're a lot of work. I just feel like a little more could have been done to help everyone see success. It's also kind of ironic that whoever put the map together put us literally like right across the aisle. It's so much so that I can't even tell you how many people asked me if we were together, if like we were the same company, because we were just, our booth setups were the same. We had similar products. Like it couldn't have been more identical. Coming from it from the standpoint of a customer, it made it very easy for a customer to, check out both of our booths and then decide what they wanted, so on the plus side for the customers, it made it a lot easier. I just feel like everyone could have seen a little more success had there not been 3 crochet vendors. I will say that I feel very blessed and fortunate to have been able to make my booth fee back, plus, take home $75 or so, where I heard other people in the event didn't make a single sale. So for that, I am very grateful that, it wasn't a total bust. It was not what I expected by any means. And it was probably my worst show that I've done with crochet ever. Some things that I learned would be to maybe do a little more research on the event. There was not a lot of traffic. Didn't see much advertising for the event at all. I put it out to my social media. It's on my flyer that I distribute. I did what I could, and I know that it is ultimately the business's responsibilities to drive traffic, and it stated that in the event. But I'm just used to other events where there's a little more advertising. The things I feel like after I watched footage back of my booth is I think that it was too big because I had so many plushies, and I honestly didn't even put them all out, and I feel like you couldn't really even see what all I had. Other thing is, should have thought about who the audience was going to be at the event and planned a little bit better for what kind of things to bring. Knowing that this was an indoor sports complex, the population that was going to be there was going to be mostly kids coming through with their parents. Having lower ticket items was going to be probably a better use of space. I had little octos for $6. I had little mini gummy bears for $6. I had leggy frogs for $10. I had little mini minions, these little guys, I think were $12. Turtles were $12 to $14, depending on the size. And then my Pop-Tarts. I thought I would share what actually did sell. I dive into the craft bag, and I will share with you that. So one of the things that did sell, I don't have the specific number of inventory of items that I sold for this video. This is my first market vlog that I've done, so I will do better about this next time. My next market is not until October, so I have some time to get better at doing videos. So bear with me as I just share with you the things that did sell. I make these little guys. This one is a piglet. And this is like a lion. They're little chubby buddies from the Cozy Stitch. And I had made Tigger and Pooh and Piglet. But Tigger and Pooh, all the ones that I had for that sold, and I sell these for $18. So I sold a few of these. I also sold leggy frog. So this one, and then there's a bluey, and this was to the crochet vendor. She bought this. The other thing that I sold, and I don't even have one anymore because I sold both of the ones that I brought, was this guy. The little mini stitch is the one that I sold 2 of. And if you saw in my vlogging part, that was the one that I had finished the morning of the event. So if you're looking for a good market make, I definitely recommend these little mini guys because they're super cute and people loved them. Because that little mini stitch was so popular, I have decided to take on a challenge, and I bought this big thing of yarn. And in one of my future videos, I'm gonna see how many stitches I can make with one of these big balls of yarn. I think it's the right color. I feel like now that I have it in the sunlight, it might not be the right color. So I might have to exchange it, I'm not sure. So stay tuned for that future video. Probably the thing that I sold the most of were my own pattern, which is going to be out at the end of the month. I am going to get it finished. I'm going to do a tutorial here on YouTube for it. And then I also will have a printed PDF if you want to get the PDF for just a couple dollars. This is a pattern I came up with over a year ago when I couldn't find a Pop-Tart pattern that I liked. And so I actually went and bought Pop-Tarts and I tried to make it look as close to an actual Pop-Tart as I could as far as the dimensions. And I know a lot of people that I've seen do Pop-Tarts do the rows horizontally. Mine is done vertically. So my Pop-Tarts were actually my best sellers, which I was kind of excited about because knowing that it's a pattern that I have and I will make it available to you guys soon. The other thing that I sold was these cup sleeves. They go on these little reusable cups. This I found free on the internet, and then I just printed them off. In the description box below at some point when I find it. So yeah, these are just crocheted little sleeves. I had made a few of those, and I sold at least one. I might have sold two, but I feel like those for Christmas will be a good seller. That I made over the summer that I thought were going to be really good sellers, because in the crochet community you see people saying these are great sellers for me, so you get really excited to make them. And I took some of those things and I didn't sell one. And then also I have things that have sold a lot for me in previous markets and I didn't sell any. So I wanted to share those things with you guys, and you know, I'll put all the links to the patterns in the description box below. But let's get into that. So the first thing that I made a ton of and didn't sell a one, you might have seen it in the video, are these loaf cats. I think they're so stinking cute that I made probably 15 of them and I didn't sell a single one. So, I mean, I guess it's more inventory for a future market, but yeah, people picked them up and they thought they were cute and all of that, but ultimately I didn't sell a single one. And ironically, the girl across the way, she had never sold a loaf cat either. So I don't know if loaf cats just aren't a thing in our area, but we'll see how they do for the rest of my markets. And I'll let you guys know if we ever get a run on loaf cats, because I have quite a few. The other thing that I sell usually a lot of are turtles. This is the All From Jade pattern. And I generally sell a lot of turtles. And so I mean, I had a good handful, maybe like 6. And I didn't sell a single turtle of this kind. I did sell smaller turtles, you know, are a lower price point, but these at my last market did not sell. And they're just so cute. I mean, I know they'll sell eventually. And I just generally do think that it is because there just wasn't a lot of traffic. The other thing that I generally sell a few of that I didn't sell a single one were these little Hello Kitty sitting cats. This is the pattern, and it's AQ Crochets pattern, and then I modify it a little bit and I make little Hello Kitties. And these generally, I sell at least a few of them every single market. I didn't sell a single one, not one. So, I mean, again, I don't have to make any more inventory for that. The other thing that generally I sell a lot of, or at least I sell a few of, are these Pokeballs. And nope, didn't sell a single one. And this one is probably the most surprising for me because it's a really low price point item. And I generally sell a lot of them. And I'm sure if you've watched any crochet videos, you have seen these guys, Mabel chickens. 0. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like there just wasn't the traffic to support all the cute things I have. And then 2 other things that I wanted to show you that I generally sell at least a few of every single time are bees. I don't think I sold a single bee. These cute little bees. This one's actually like sparkle bee. And the little alien Yoda guys. Not one. So it's funny. Like I attribute it to just wasn't enough traffic. The last plushie I want to share with you guys is just something I want to share because I love them so much that I put them out, and I think maybe in the back of my mind I don't really want them to sell because I love them so much, and I have yet to sell one. So I guess I started making these at the end of last year, and maybe I'll do a video and I'll show you all of them. I took the Friendly Red Fox, her baby princess pattern. She has it for free on her blog, and I will link it in the description box below. I made her baby princess pattern for the first time, and then I spent a couple of months recreating that, doing mods to that pattern to make all the princesses, because I'm a little bit of a Disney fan. And so I wanted to just share a couple of my favorite ones. This might be a sign that I just really probably shouldn't sell them. These are my little Anna and Elsa. She has a cape and she's got her hair thing and the story, and then this is Elsa. She has sparkle yarn. I don't know if you can tell in the video. I'm gonna try and turn on the light and see if that helps. See the sparkle yarn? My daughters are like 19 months apart, and for so many years I wanted them so badly to dress up like Anna and Elsa, because my oldest daughter has like really long blonde hair. My younger daughter has like caramelish, darker, blonde hair. And I can't tell you how many times I've wanted them to dress up like Anna and Elsa. But they never would. Maybe some year they'll surprise me and dress up like them just for fun. But anyways, Anna and Elsa, I think I'm just gonna have to not bring these to events anymore, because I think I want to keep them. Does anyone else ever just like make plushies and not want to sell them? Yeah, that's these guys. So they're not gonna come to an event with me anymore. I think I'm gonna keep them for a while. I made 2 different Ariels because Ariel was my first favorite princess, and I made her in 2 different dresses. I need to still make her in a Little Mermaid form, but here she is in her pink dress. Here she is in her blue one. So this is Ariel. Comment below if you want to see all of them, because I think I've made Tiana, I've made Snow White, Cinderella, Belle. I don't remember who else I've made. I've made Jasmine. So yeah, I have quite a few of them. None of those sold. That's okay, because maybe it's fate that they're just supposed to be mine, which I'm okay with. Not all is lost when you have a market that is slower than you would like, because what I like to do is I like to bring my crochet with me and crochet while I'm at the market. Not only does it show people that you actually do make it, because I get asked a lot, do you make all this? And of course the answer is yes. Actually crocheting, that it's actually you making the stuff. So since this market was slow, I have something that I really make, because they generally sell these little gummy bears. No, I think I might have sold 1 or 2. I don't remember. I did a really bad job about keeping track of inventory. I think I made 3. I made 4, but I had to take 1 out because I needed the purple yarn for a different project. So I made these 3, forgot to bring stuffing. So I made 3 shells. All they need to be done is stuffed and then closed up. But I do like to bring stuff that I don't need to add safety eyes to, or that I can embroider eyes on real fast. The other thing I like to do, if it's, not busy, is, network with other vendors. I was talking to one of the vendors around us, and she had done this market before, and she had said she always makes a few sales, and so it's, a decent market for her. So she had signed up again to come back, and she didn't make any sales. So again, I feel very fortunate that we made our booth fee back and then, made some extra, because obviously there were vendors there that didn't. And so you have to just go into these events with, reasonable expectations. And then if it doesn't turn out exactly how you thought it would, then, just find the good. Always find something in there to be thankful for, to be grateful for, because attitude changes everything. It changes your outlook on things. And if you can be grateful for the things that you have, then you will be, given more. And that's just something that has always stuck with me, that having a negative attitude, it's just really not worth it. You can go into every market that you do with just a positive attitude and realize that not every market is you're not gonna blow out of everything. Some markets are gonna be great, some are gonna be not so great. It's just a learning process. That's gonna do it for today's video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, because in my next video, we'll be recapping week 4 next week. And then I will have later this month a tutorial for the Pop-Tarts that's coming up. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything, and we will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.